Markle had the baby. No word on what the baby's name is, but it's a boy. Named Jerome. Jerome weighs 7 pounds and 3 ounces. No word yet on the name, though. No word. But congratulations to Meghan. So now, if she pulls herself together real quick, she could be at the Met Gala tonight. Her mother was with her, of course. Her husband was there, and I wonder if her father will see his grandson, and at what point. I hope you had a nice weekend. I had a good weekend. Ooh. I'm a woman of my word most of the time. I kept my word and went to see Jacob Lattimore at the club. Yeah. You know. Remember he was here last week and I said, well, let me, go in and see what's all going on. He's got his constituency, girls screaming for him and stuff like that. I knew it was time for me to go when I heard a girl say, oh my gosh, I want to be just like you when I grow up. Listen, clearly I was one of the elder statesmen of the club, but it did make me feel weird to hear that. It made me feel like, I was like, there's something wrong with one of the two of us. Either me for being in here with you with a pair of poom-poom shorts, or you. She was dressed more civilized. Tell her who she wants to be when I grow up. Time to go. Anyway, hi, Jacob. That was very nice. That was nice. Did you hear about this Diana Ross thing at the airport? Have you ever gotten touched at the airport? Clap if you have. Yeah, it happens. The cynic in me thought that the whole thing was a ruse just so she gets talked about on Hot Topics. Because I know that she loves being Diana Ross, you know what I'm saying? In her own kitschy ways, you can picture her trying to plant a story like this. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so she was flying back from New Orleans. She was at the Jazz Fest, which was huge, giant. There she is performing. A lot of people in our Hot Topics morning meeting said, well, why wasn't she flying private? I said, well, she probably said, whatever money you're gonna spend on a private jet, add that to the cash you're gonna pay me for performing, and just buy me a first class ticket and I'm good. You get that point at some point in life, I would imagine, with her kind of wealth where she could fly whatever, whenever. Sometimes it's nice probably just to swill with us commoners, on commercial air. And so there she was. I didn't find it a big deal that she was flying commercial air. I did not find it a big deal that a woman thrusted her hands up her, or whatever the woman was doing. I mean, the way it was described, I said, well, all right, so here's what Diana Ross posted. She posted, on one hand, I'm treated like royalty in New Orleans. At the airport, I was treated like bleep. And people were surprised that she did the SH word in there, the full thing, And then she goes on to say, it's not what was done, but how I'm feeling violated. I get it. Don't you feel violated afterwards? But the thing is that, and I used to not prefer this thing where you just stand like that and they spray you with some poison or something. And then when you come out, they always ask you to wait. And even if you've got nothing on underneath your clothes, they will find something to touch. Oh, we saw a protrusion out of your leggings, that it could be the mole of life. Like a real Dr. Pimple Popper. You know what I mean? But it's happened, I think, to all of us. I remember when we were young, we were traveling as a family, and young Kev, they told us we had to take him over to the side so they can pat down his stroller and his, diaper and stuff. Has that happened to you as a parent? It happens. And TSA, we hate it while you're doing it. I don't know about what everybody else feels, but I have respect for what you do. I also understand that you're underpaid, so sometimes if there's stuff missing from our bags, we really shouldn't be complaining because we know that you probably needed it more than us. Why'd you have to take my roll-on Dove? It was 3.5 ounces. That's only a half ounce over. Anyway, and especially if they know that you wear magic hair and stuff, first thing I would do is want to pat Miss Ross in a respectful way. I wouldn't be nervous about it. I'd be like, oh, Miss Ross, I'm sorry I have to do this, but, I've got tuition to pay or kids at home or whatever. pat, 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 and root. I've had my hair rooted before, and I always say to the girl, like, you know I wear wigs. Where are we going with this? Where are we going with this right now? And I've never been taken to that back room because they ask, would you like my supervisor to come out? And they take you to the back room. I guess that's where they totally strip you all the way down. You know, but yeah, the pat, pat, pat. And then she said she felt violated and all like that, but that's what they do. It's what they do. All right, clap if you're with me and you think she probably exaggerated this to be on like Hot Topics and on the blog. Case rested.
Right.
And then Madonna's talking. She's saying that people are mad at her because she's too old. Well, I don't think that that's the thing, Madonna, because everybody gets older. So she's in the latest, she's on the cover of the latest British Vogue magazine, and inside, you know, she's talking. I like that picture, by the way. Looks almost deathly, though, doesn't it? Anyway, she's talking about ageism in music and saying that, she says, people have always been trying to silence me. So it's either that she's not pretty enough or she's not talented enough or, you know, she's just not enough. So she says now she's being punished for turning 60. I don't think so. I think that the thing that sometimes irks people, I know for me this is what it is that Madonna will try too hard to be in a lane that you don't even have to struggle like that. You're Madonna. You know? Like, I don't think that she needs the grills and the eye patch. You know, maybe to perform on stage, maybe that's what she needs, but you know she's been doing this in real life. You know, I had a friend of mine was at the GLAAD Awards and saw her at the GLAAD Awards. That was over the weekend. I missed the GLAAD Awards. Did you go to the GLAAD Awards?
No, I didn't.
Do they even know we exist over here?
I don't know. I mean, throw a brother a bone. I don't know.
But I love Madonna. I do. And the idea that she's gonna be 60, Madonna, these young girls have nothing on you. You are everything that they want to be. Yes, including able to speak your mind and be irreverent, be hella rich, love your kids, the whole rainbow of them. You know, you've been married, you've fallen in love, you've fallen out of love. You do everything that a lot of these girls singing after you wanna be. In a way. In a way. So, but I just feel like, oh, and by the way, on Saturday she had the gloves on too. See, I'll tell you, when they can perfect the hands in the surgery, that's when she'll stop wearing the gloves. They say the hands and the neck, right? We talk about that. So anyway, she started talking about her kids, and the one that she says that she feels the most connected with, she didn't say she loves them the most, I had no problem with her saying this, is her 13-year-old son, David Banda. There's David. Cute, right? He's 13. He's got an older man's swagger. Every bit of 16. Look, so she says that he's focused and determined like her. She says, she goes on to say, he's the one that she has the most in common with. So she's got 6 kids. What do you do if you're the other 5? She also goes on to say he has more DNA in me, or in him, my DNA in him, than all my other kids. So I wasn't offended by that. She didn't say she loves him the most. She didn't say, although I think it's wrong for parents to say anything about the most for any of their kids. You know, even if it's obvious that, you know, one plays football better than the other, like there's just some things that are obvious. It's just best to have one kid. That way you can just say nothing wrong. Just nothing wrong. He comes home tomorrow for the summer. I can't wait. But you know, like you can't do wrong when you only have one. Well, you can. I mean, you can, and it's more magnified. But you know, when you say you are the cutest son I've ever had, any girl would be happy to, you know, want you to take her to Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When they were here, I said, because I said to him, I said, look, while you're home, remember Cirque du Soleil was here the other day and the flexible man? Okay. I think Cirque du Soleil is a good teenage trip because it's like, well, he's 19. All right, 18, 19. He's 18. He's 18. But anyway, but it's like the circus, but not circus, like with the elephants and the whole. You know, it's like the circus. It's cute, right? I'm trying to plan summer activities so that we don't have to be stuck like glued to each other the whole time, but you know. Anyway, so Madonna just announced her tour, so she's going on tour. Well, guess what? Great for her. I still think that she can sell out arenas all around the world, but she's choosing this time for smaller venues. And the first thing that I said is because it might be the close-ups. You know? Well, my friend that was at the GLAAD Awards said that on account of, I don't know what's going on, but her face is like really wide and really like Jim Carrey the Mask. This is what If you just don't react like that, then what I say won't seem so harsh. Sorry, I can't be as civilized as the Emmy Award-winning Kelly Ripa. Congratulations, Kelly and Ryan. Did you catch what I was throwing? Yes. My people. So look, about Salt-n-Pepa. So Salt-n-Pepa and Spinderella, they were all together, they're a group. In my Hot Topics morning meeting, I said that the group is iconic. Everybody agreed. And I said, well, are the players in the game iconic individually? Unanimously, everyone said no. You are a group. It's Salt, it's Peppa, and it's? And if Peppa's not there, is it still Salt-n-Pepa? No. If Salt is not there, is it still Salt-n-Pepa? No. If Spin's not there, is it still Salt-n-Pepa? Okay. This is very important, okay? And I want you to say it like you mean it, you always do. Get some good camera shots. Okay. Listen closely. Clap if Spinderella could leave the group and they'd still be the fabulous Salt-n-Pepa. Well, then Spin, I'm sorry you got the pink slip back in January and nobody knew. But apparently nobody cares. I care. I care. They're out of their minds. You all, there is no Salt-n-Pepa without a Spinderella. That's like saying there's a Run DMC without Jam Master Jay. No. Rest in peace, Jay. No. Well, look, apparently Spin was fired back in January. Now, honey, they made us wait, what, 5 months? We just found out about it by Spin actually posting on her own social media. She had to write it for herself. She said, look, I know, look. She thought that Salt-n-Pepa would issue a formal statement. And that's what I would think too, I guess. I thought it would be like in Variety magazine, you know, an industry magazine, Billboard magazine, something like that. And then the blogs would pick it up. But this is not blog worthy. This is Salt-n-Pepa allegedly firing, you know, a major part of the group as well. I mean, there is Salt-n-Pepa. But you gotta have Spin too. And you can't just plug anybody in to be Spin. It's got to be Spin. And they did some sort of, you know, they're on a tour right now with some people from back in the day. Yeah, New Kids on the Block and Debbie Gibson, Naughty by Nature's there and everything. But Spin would just put it on her social media so that people would know why she wasn't appearing at the concerts. Well, apparently nobody was even asking, which is horrible to me, which is horrible. Spin, I would like to issue a formal statement from you on behalf of this show, because I can't understand it. I mean, you're the you're the second Spinderella. Okay, there was a first Spinderella, and then she either fired or quit the group, but that's before you all, a lot of people knew who Salt-n-Pepa were, you know what I'm saying? So when they got rid of her, then they asked me to be Spinderella. I told you this story, I'm not gonna tell it again. I was a DJ in Washington, D.C. I was making $9,000 a year, but I was happy as hell. And Spinderella had that song out called Tramp, What You Call Me Tramp. And so I was on an AM station where I played real old music, but they would allow me to play the young and poppin' music too. So I'd play like Cheryl Lynn and Jody Watley and Tramp and stuff. So Salt-n-Pepa came to town and they really liked me. And you know, I know how to, just a little bit. So they got together with Herbie, their manager, and Herbie came to talk to me on behalf of them, and they said, look, we're looking for a new Spinderella because the old one is no longer with the group. And I had a crossroads in my life. Do I go on the road in poom-poom shorts? Or do I make use of my college degree in communications because all I wanted to be was a DJ? Yeah. On the radio. So it all worked out for all of us. I say all that to say. That's why whenever I see Salt-n-Pepa, there's a secret special, you know, shout out to me like, we all made the right choice. We did. Anyway, Spin, I don't know what they're gonna do. I hope they don't try to replace you. I hope that they can work it out and you just get back. Salt-n-Pepa, you need Spinderella. I don't know, can somebody holler over here and let us know what's going on? So last night on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I was watching the Atlanta Housewives, and for a moment there, I was watching but doing stuff, because you know how Sunday nights go. You're busy doing things and watching TV, but not really watching. So I kept walking in the room, and Portia kept being there with the baby and the man. And then the fake fights with her mother and her man's mom. And I'm like, okay, enough with Portia scenes. Why are they focusing, like, where's the rest of the girls? And I'm looking at the TV and it says Atlanta Housewives, but apparently there is a show, Portia's having the baby. How long has that been on?
That was week 2.
Oh, this is week 2.
And next week is the final part. It's 3 episodes.
Oh, 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway. So the Kardashians were on last night and Kim revealed that she doesn't want to be herself in 10 years. All right, just take a look and then we'll talk.
My dad always taught me that hard work is really important and to really commit to things. So my goal would be in like 10 years to give up being Kim K and just focus on this and be an attorney and fight for so many deserving people.
I believe her. The girl in the front row in the leopard skirt, 3 from the end, right there, you with the leather jacket. Yes, your mouth was like this the whole time she was talking. You don't believe her? I think that she has the ability to change who she is, and she's already starting to do it. I mean, in 10 years, she'll still be young enough to be taking her clothes off and, you know, doing that kind of thing. I think she's gonna find a healthy balance. She'll be in the courtroom, and she'll be, you know, on the ground writhing. Yeah. Plus, you know, she'll be more like Chris, because all those kids, you know, they got a whole bunch of kids going on around there, and there's gonna be at least 3 of those kids who are gonna be the next Kim K or the next whoever they are in the family, and they're gonna need management, and something tells me that she'd be a very, very good hands-on mother, while, yeah, and she'll dress the part of the writhing when she goes to the meeting, so that way, you know, she'll have her social media still going, but her mind will be in also, you know, helping her kids build the empire, keep all the money from the empire. But also, I do believe that she's about this inmate reform and things like that. You know, over the weekend, she helped free another inmate in Florida. Yeah. The person served a life sentence for a low-level drug offense. So His name is Jeffree Stinger. Do people want something from her after that for the rest of her life? Like, does she go back to being Kim K after that? You know, after you're out of jail for like 10 years and you see that even though you're free, maybe life didn't turn out as well as you wanted it to? Like, because you got to get like on your book right away, Jeffree. Whatever you're doing, you know, now that you're out, get on it right away. You know, if it was finishing a chip of degree or something like that, you have to do it right away before people forget about you. Because when people forget about you, then they're less apt to help you. Like, who's the DJ who ended up being homeless in the Midwest? And we had him on the show and he did Kraft macaroni and cheese. The black man, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes. Williams, Ted Williams.
Ted
The
Williams.
Golden Voice.
Yes, you remember him. Right, where's Ted Williams now? Remember, like every radio station in the country, you know, that played the Spinners wanted to give him a job. And people were giving his family a lot. And I think that, anyway, Jeffree, you have to strike now. And in 10 years, we'll check back in with you. But I do believe that Kim K could do this whole, she could make everything work. Oh, that's it for Hot Topics. Don't go too far, though. It's Monday, it's all Hot Topics all hour long. Up next, we got the inside scoop about the legendary actress Diane Keaton, Oprah, and Eddie Murphy. Don't go far. Grab a snack. Come on back.